following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour, and we had a bumpy start there. I suddenly had to shut down, and everything went just completely. But I'm back. I've lost a bunch of data. That's okay. What we're looking at is the Dow is up 155 at 34,105. Look at the weekly chart. Look at the monthly chart. This is going to be a very important session because it's Friday. Why? Because finally, SPX.X, there it is. The S&P on a weekly basis has a really good chance for the first time to break out of that inside track, Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. We've been talking about this. Let me open this up. This is the weekly chart, the one in the middle now. It's on the right. Remember the series of highs that were made. I have a technique that I developed years ago when I used to hand chart with pencil and engineering paper and a ruler. And then I discovered that if you bump up against resistance a number of times, there's a certain little mini channel that you can have. And if the price gets close to it, that's the period that you follow it closely, because if it breaks out of it, that's very important. If it keeps getting repelled, it means that is a very strong zone of resistance. Now we're looking at, for the first time, the S&P. I've got an alternate count in the daily chart. F/B, it really looks like a B at this particular point, but I like to go alphabetically in sequence there because you're above the 200-period moving average. But this is really important. Why? Because we've got, for the first time, I'd said about 2 weeks ago, going into last week, I said, I think the Dow is going to now underperform for a little bit while we see a better performance in the NASDAQ and the IWM, the Russell 2000. Well, look at this. The Qs are up $1.73, up 60.6%. Dow's only up 0.41. The S&P is only up 0.37. This is now almost like a leadership role. And finally, the weekly chart has broken out of that resistance zone. Isn't that important? That is just, to me, a very significant moment for only one reason. And that reason is that over a period of months, we've been talking about how the price kept being repelled and that the technicals were starting to improve. The MACD and stochastic, the on-balance volume is still not very good. But there's a chance that finally you can get the 9-period moving average crossing over the 14-period moving average to say, good, now we've got something that's a little bit more sustainable. It's a weekly chart. The week is young. Let's look at the IWM, the Russell 2000. Oh, very important session. This Dow's even garnering a little strength here as we speak. So the IWM is at 189.70. It's in leg D. This is most important because there are a couple of things that I can look at. This is the daily chart. I'm expanding. Look at that beautiful lopsided cup formation, like a gravy bowl, right? First, we have this inside cup formation that I used as a left side, right side price time match, but you can even get one to this larger right there. Look at that. If you go down to that little trough G/C before you made the D at 170.34, look at this. I mean, we're back in a beautiful cup formation, starting to move to the upside. The MACD is good. Stochastic's fabulous at 91%. On-balance volume is good. That little relative strength line right there is up near 60. I put it about 65. But most importantly, look, this is the third week that the IWM, the Russell 2000, the small caps, have actually broken above and possibly closing. Well, the day's young, but it is, I can't see, unless something horrible happens, to get back under 182 when you're up 7 points from that level, up $1.08 today alone at 189.62. This is really important. Not only that, you've got your peak A at 190. That was a while ago. That was 189.56. You went to today. You've got, is that a B? Yeah. So now you've started a leg B in the weekly chart. MACD is good. Stochastic is at 75%. On-balance volume is flat, not very good. But for 3 weeks now, let's call it 2 weeks, we've got the 9-period crossing the 14. Really nice action. I'm going to be able to talk about the monthly charts Monday or Tuesday. I have to wait for the end of the month. Anything can happen, but this is slowly improving. Let's go to the SMHs because they were underperforming last night after a really strong couple of weeks. And what we're looking at here in the SMHs is that this is a G/C in the Chapman wave method. I'll go through that in a moment for those of you new to listening to my notations in the Chapman wave. I alphabetized from the first peak A. Every successively higher peak gets notated sequentially. And let me see. Oh, I remember. I want you to spend a little time on this. This is the SMHs. So we've got a G/C. If I consider that that was a Chapman wave instant restart, and below the little trough that was made after D, we went under the 200-period moving average, and that says that at some point there's a chance that if this is an unconventional flat-based restart, I want to get into that in a moment. At this moment, there's a chance that we're coming back to 221 at some point over the coming 4 to 5 weeks. But I'm not going to go there right now. Right now, this is fabulous action. You've got your leg D in the weekly chart. This is quite something, going from the 168 or something low all the way to 239. This is a fabulous move. It's helping the monthly chart. So that's important. Now let's go to gold. Gold is down $4 at 1942. And you remember, this is a continuous contract in the Chapman wave methodology. Every single one of those thousands and thousands of charts that you see that are notated or hand notated, Steve Rhodes has done a really nice job in his programming of the Chapman wave. But mine's the one that takes in all the subtleties that pertain to all the work I've done over the 30 or more years, 30, maybe 40 years in the Chapman wave methodology. So this is a G/C with gold. Chance of one will pop up to D, but this is exactly where you start to see some kind of a consolidation. Look at silver. Look at that chart. Remember, I drew in this midpoint, and I said this is the midpoint of the rectangle. The more times it closes under it, the greater the chance this is going to test the 22s. We're at 23.70 right now, down 31 cents. Still just stuck in a sideways range. I'll be back. The Dow is up 104. I'll be right back. 154.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi, folks. So I lost all the data. That's just the way it is in TradeStation. I just wish it was that everything you typed in stayed there, so that when I shut down, I never lost that data. Everything about TradeStation, I really, over the 30 years or whatever it is that I've used from Supercharged to TradeStation, I've liked it a lot, except for the one feature where if I have to if it just shuts down, like there's a power outage or something like that, what happens is I completely lose the most recent data. Then it comes back, and somewhere in the archives are old charts that if I go back, for instance, let's go, I don't want to waste time, but I can pick up a chart that I've notated ever since I've notated charts on a daily basis. I would have every single thing notated, and I'll go back and it's absolutely blank. It's blank because it's somewhere there, but it's not on the most latest files. So this, I wanted to show you, this is a single leg A up in the 10-minute E-mini chart. I had this notated so well just to show you the beauty of symmetry of the left side, right side, angles. Anyway, no crime. Maybe in the break I'll be able to get to it. But in the meantime, there's a ton that I have to get through right now. So someone had typed into the den, that was Mike. It said AUPH had shown up as a popper. A popper is something that, for me, I call them screamers. These are single-digit stocks that pop up, and they're moving spectacularly. So what I had done some time ago, it popped up, and you can see right here is an A in the weekly chart. That's how long ago. And it kept on going higher and higher. And then all of a sudden I used to notate it. We never ever had it. I had it as a potential. And then it had this huge gap down back in November. It goes from the 750 area down to the 550. I mean, that is huge. And now it's starting to fill in that gap. Most importantly, what I did was I had this as a peak B, but in red, because there was a little nick in the on-balance volume which said if there are two parallel highs, there's a chance that you could be using that as a peak. You might need it because you might get to a peak C, but really it's a D, and D is where other things can happen. Well, lo and behold, we are at that D right now, leg D. Aurinia Pharmaceutical Inc., Autoimmune Therapies. These micro biotech stocks are just uncanny the way they've been moving. So anyway, I just wanted to tell him that, yes, I had this as well. Now, let's just go back to what I was doing. I was talking about silver. But if I go to high-grade copper is stuck in this rectangle formation, had a fabulous move now, is digesting the gains. Well, in a sense, you can say that gold has had a fantastic move. I have to just change these because it's a continuous contract. The price moves around. So all the notation that you see on every single one of my charts, that's hand done. So it doesn't automatically move with the price. So if there's a split, I'll show you something interesting. Here's GE split. Look, there's all my notation on GE before the split. I've kept it just for fun. And here's GE acting beautifully against NAB2 at 83.36, just doing so well. Anyway, let's get back to what we were looking at. So I want you to show you high-grade copper. I want you to also show you the dollar is just stuck in the bottom. And remember, how long ago was it? Was it maybe 7 months ago, 8 months ago that I said, from now on, please consider that the, I call it the Bondy, Crudy, Dolly, Goldy, VIXY icons. That's bonds, crude oil, dollar, gold, and the volatility index as separate beings. The relationship has changed because the relationship to the dollar being in bonds being in a 30-year, over 30-year bull market, everything's changing. And look at this. So gold has been spectacular, but for the last week and a half, the dollar has just stayed in this range. It hasn't rallied yet, but it's stayed in the range. It's gone to a leg D, probably a trough D right now at 101.50 was the low. Just double check. 101.50. Yesterday, I spoke about the time price match. This is that beautiful symmetry. 101.30 was the low back in June, the week of the 3rd. Comes back down to the 101.50 area after running all the way to about 115 in September. So what a beautiful symmetry. This week, let me just click on, yeah, this is exactly the week that says the symmetry is exactly there, but the technicals of the weekly chart are horrible. Technicals of the daily chart are horrible. So something has to happen for the dollar to actually move higher. But wait a minute, EUR/USD. Did I type that in the wrong place? Let me type it again. EUR/USD. I'm just so happy I've got all my charts back. They went to the wrong place. It was a horrible mess this morning. Look, that looks almost like gold. You've gone to a leg, possibly a peak F. You've gone, the weekly chart has beautiful symmetry. It's gone to the high that I was looking at was this candle right here, the high of the 22nd of April at 1.093. And the high yesterday was 1.0929. Hey, that's pretty close, I would say. So this is exactly where you could start to see some kind of a digestive phase and put it together with the USD JPY, the yen. Well, no. Oh, why does that? The mouse is just too quick, I guess. But anyway, it didn't mess me up, so I'm going to go back again. USD JPY, what a day it's been. And all my notations, all the stuff, thank goodness I wasn't trading at that very moment. I thought, is this going to be a one-to-one, a two-click session with a click early in the morning, and then you don't have to do like yesterday. Once you got that turnaround, it was a two-click session. You could have held the E-mini all the way through to the close. Now, what we've got here is that there is a change. Oh, my. You see here, you see the notation, USD JPY daily, and then all of a sudden over here, it's got something on the left. I hit something. Oh, man. So anyway, so the euro dollar is Japanese yen. So Japanese yen is stuck in a range. If it starts to go from 129.89 up into the 132.50 area, that's going to be the break. It'll do that with the dollar rally. That's what you got to wait for. Someone just asked me, could I show the NG? And I can't save this because I've got that chart all messed up over there. Yes, natural gas, right as we speak in this moment at 2.88. This is let me go to the UNG. UNG at 9.82. This is the first time that I can say, if you know your risk, I would not hold anything all the way through the weekend. If you have an instrument that you can trade 24 hours a day, and if it's the UNG and you're able to trade that on Sunday night or Monday, before the open on Monday, that's fine. But right now, how am I supposed to read this? We're up 21 cents at 983, at 982. And what we're looking at here, I'm going to have to change that. What we're looking at here is that this is the first time that I can say that the MACD rallying slowly, stochastic rallying slowly, gives you at least risk reward on the UNG. But remember, this is a widow maker. United States Natural Gas Fund at 981 right now. I'd have a 960 stop, a really tight stop. If you
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. Well, in the break, I wasn't able to fix it. I just didn't want to make another mistake. Anyway, so what I was saying, this is just only for people who are being focusing totally on the natural gas. I don't want to waste time here. I'm just saying this is that very moment. If I go to the 120-minute chart, this is the first start of a rally that says maybe it can get in. 1044 is the most critical level. We haven't crossed over the 14-period moving average at all since we broke down, but that's the black line. The pink line should be even easier, and it hasn't done it. So by Tuesday, you're going to be trading, not you, the UNG, United States Natural Gas Fund, has to be trading the 1053 to 1080 area. And for the first time next week, you want to see a close over 1106, which is the 14-period moving average. I'm just saying, if ever there was just that first opportunity that I've had, remember, I haven't mentioned this as a positive for a long time, but I've got the on-balance volume with a little bit of a V-shaped pattern. There's just a chance that maybe this is the one that works. But if you have a 20 cents or a 35-cent stop, hey, I mean, on something as volatile as this, a stop of things about 2%, 2.5, maybe a 2.5%, even that you can make it smaller because it's got to work right now. All right, enough with that. So I had a whole bunch of questions. The first one was, is Uber, there we go, is Uber, what was the, oh yeah, I had this drawn in. Of course, I lost it because we got that dead. Is Uber a stalk leg formation? Well, the thing about a stalk leg formation, and I can't remember which chart I was looking at yesterday, is that you go from, it has to be like a diamond. In other words, it cannot look like a rectangle. It has to have lower highs and make an arch formation at the top and a curve, a cup formation at the bottom. But I like a stalk leg as a long, wide body And this is very narrow. This is more like a 1-to-1 to the upside. So Uber trading it up 15 cents at 30.17. That's okay. It's doing very well. It's walking the 9-period moving average. That's fantastic. So you want to see a pop to a leg D. And then the D says it could come back. And if it comes back and takes out the base of 28.34 of the 19th, then that's really negative. That's an arch formation. But if it does that and then it holds steady, after a stalk leg makes the beak, a neck above this high here at peak C of 31.11. So in other words, what you want is, I'll draw this in just as a kind of fun thing. This is what you want to see. You want to see something like that. So here's the leg, up here's the leg, here's the body. This is a little bit narrow for a body. It should have been much longer. But anyway, it has a characteristic. And then you want the beak. The stalk neck goes to the beak, and that beak will take out the high that was made at that arch high of the body, but it mustn't take out the bottom. If it stalls there, the rally after the beak is confirmed is very strong, then you're on your own. But more importantly, just make it as simple as possible. Look, it's trying to get out of the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. That's all you have to do. And you want to see 3180 to 3230 sometime next week. But so far, it's acting really well. There's nothing here that's negative about it. And it's pushing above the 200-period moving average, which is even more important. But that is your magnet line, 20.21. Whew, got to have that out the way. Next question was, could I show Shopify? Yeah. Oh, we had it at 28. Don't have it anymore. Here it is at 49. Fabulous leg E. That 200-period moving average of 45.79 is going to become some kind of a fulcrum at some point, but it is a leg C in the weekly chart, and the monthly chart finally is above the pink 9-period moving average. We've got a few days to go to wrap up January, but that is important. So yes, Shopify is acting well, and that's the reason why I mentioned to subscribers this morning that ARK is something to be considering, but we need a pullback because this is just a whopper of a move from the 29, 28 area to the 38 area in such a quick period of time. So it probably has to pull back a little bit. So with that said, CHTR, where are we here? I've got a ton of questions that I've written down that people have asked me. I just want to see, okay, yes, I've already done the UNG. That was a question. I've done that. Just CHTR charter. Let me just have a look at this. Oh, don't mess around. CHTR. Oh, look at that chart. 397.25 down 13. This is charter. Is this charter companies? Yes, charter companies. Had a huge move up. Peak A, peak B, peak C, instant restart. E, F, G/C. And the 200-period moving average is at 422.09, which should be a target at some point, but right now it's taking a bit of a breather. I'm not sure why I was looking at that. Looks like, as a short, yeah, as a short, I don't have any indication to say that it's a short right now. I will if it stalls and it doesn't make the 200-period moving average of 422, and it can only get to 412 or 414, and then it takes out the 395 support, then I'll say to you as a short. But right now, I just don't see it as a short. Okay, next question came in. Yep, I think you're right that the dollar, I don't know about waking up next week, but I think there's a chance that by next week we get some kind of a rally and possibly just a bit of a pullback, the start of a pullback in gold. Next question came in. Oh, I can't see it. Let me just move over here. I know there was something. What a day. AIT. Oh, AIT. Is that ATI or AIT? Let me see. Yes, what a day for AIT. AIT is Applied Industries Technology. Applied Industries, Industrials or something, technology up. It was trading in the 120s the other day, and yesterday it's a huge spike up, and today it's up. It hit 140.55. Yep, that's a really big spike, and it's at an all-time high. So this is the area that is really working. I don't know what they do, but I bet this has to do with something to do with infrastructure. A question came in, and now I need to read all the stuff. I did that. Oh, CLF. CLF is Cleveland Cliffs Inc. flat roll steel, doing very nicely from the low in the 14 area. It's trading at 21.30. It's making a peak C. It made a peak C. It's trying to retest. The peak C was at 21.56. Today's high is 21.44. I suspect I've got a target, left side, right side price target that says that the 23 to 24 level is a target by the week of February the 3rd, March the 3rd. And it's got the Chapman wave inside wedge target resistance line, which is actually much steeper. I should have taken it to that level, but I wanted to be a little conservative. So it's acting very well. So is steel altogether. We have a steel stock which has done very nicely. And this is the SLX. SLX is the steel ETF market vectors. It's gone to a leg D. Just a terrific move in the daily chart. The weekly chart is, I had all these notated so nicely last night and early this morning. Just lost that. Okay, leg C in the weekly chart. And I'm suspecting we're going to get to a leg D at 68.67. That was the high of April of last year. And I think we will go 1 penny above that to start leg D. So this is a gray leg B, but that'll change to a D the moment it crosses that particular peak. So, whoa, time is flying. Well, time's flying because there was a little minor heart attack there. But we'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Dow is up 38. And in the break, I'm going to try to do some of these charts, which I really wanted to do live while we were on air to show you how we can reverse down. I'll be back in a moment.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi, folks. So just before I get to any of the futures things, let me just do this. A couple of questions came in. I looked at some of the commodities. So looking at the commodities, look, wheat. This is the continuous contract of wheat. And you'll see that the notation is also slipping a little bit here because it gets smoothed out. Here's this beautiful arch or invert or pyramid shape that we look at, the three patterns we look at. Let me just do this here. No, I haven't even got that up, so I'm not going to do it. But the patterns I look at are either cup formations, arch formations, or straight lines. And within that, you also get your rectangle, large rectangle, and narrow rectangle. So look, this basically is the rectangle pattern. Now, I've got fib numbers here. I don't know why these are there. They happen to be quite important, but it doesn't matter. What I am looking at here is that the wheat has gone in an arch formation, took out the left side lows. It's trying to rally. But if you look at, I remember I'd finished this morning. It went to trough trough lowercase on the way down, F and a G right there. And that G is A, B, C, D. That is a G, so that's a G / D, because this, if you take it from this D here, and then you start the wave count, from there you go trough A, trough B, trough C, and here's your leg D. It's a leg, it isn't a trough until you make a higher low, and that becomes a trough. So that's wheat. Wheat is in the low range. But wait a minute, look at, guess it's me. I'm just too quick at this stuff. And then it just messes everything up. Look at soybean. Soybean is trading at 15.19. It's down 4, but it's walking the 14-period moving average, and it's already gotten to a peak E underneath the previous peak E in the Chapman wave methodology from way back in June, around about the 1600 area, dropped to 1300s, and now it's trading at 1519. So the monthly chart says it's trying to work its way to make it a leg D, just like as the chart we were looking at a moment ago, where I said eventually should be, if it goes a penny, in this case, if it goes 10 cents above, or trades in quarter points, above the high that was made at 100, that was in June of 2022 of 1507, round number, no, wrong one, of cash, what's going on? 1604 and a quarter goes to 60, goes to a half, and that becomes a leg D. And that's what I'm anticipating in soybeans. And if you go to corn, and corn had a different chart pattern because the monthly chart has been walking the 9-period exponential moving average, also at a peak C. And the daily, the weekly went to a peak D. Now it's making this cup formation, but it's really struggling. So it got to a peak D in the daily, and it's kind of halting, but it's in the upper range. And that's the reason why I said we had a fabulous move in the DBA. This is the DB Agricultural Fund, which we are long for subscribers to my opening call. And let's see if it's able in this arch formation in the weekly chart, if it's able at some point to get to the 20.35 area, which says, hey, now I've moved the tide is now from going down to starting to go up, and that's what we need to see. But that is in the soft. This is the grains, etc. Plus sugar, and look at sugar. Sugar today is unchanged at 20.67. I have to renotate this. I'd already done the whole thing, so I'll do this for you live. So here's your leg A. Goes to a peak A. Leg B goes to a peak B. Leg C is still in leg C. And I drawn in last night or yesterday when I was talking about it, I drew in a lopsided cup formation that said if you go to the midpoint there, you can go to a left side, right side price time match, which should in the sugar number 11 continuous contract should take you to the high of 21.18 that was made on the 23rd of December. So that's the way we're looking at it. Today's high is 20.96. So it's really close, and it's only in C. If it goes above, that's going to be E becomes, no, it can't become, that becomes an F. and then the monthly chart is already at highs. So that's what I'm saying, that we get some kind of a rotation going on, because if you look at crude oil is trading right now down 22 cents. And it's just getting stuck underneath the 200-period moving average, which says that crude oil could be stuck for a little bit. And if you look at all these different, let me just show you this. I should have done it when I did it live. I did this. People saw me do it in the break. I drew this. I drew this in for the, there. I'd already drawn that in. Remember in the break, where were we? We were at the break somewhere over there. And I drew this in, and I said left side, right, price time match says that we should get to, and I meant to put the X in, because that's what I do now, just to show you this is the thinking, and there's the practical application. That would have been the X. I took it to that low right there, and then I did a measured move to the right. Well, we just took out the left side low that I was looking at, and that's what I say to subscribers. We're going to only try to go long on a dip in two particular stocks. We want to add to our long in the Dow, but only on a sharp decline. And one stock that I've loved for a while, it is just about to make a leg D. I don't know if it did make that D, but we wanted it on a drop as well. And the two that we wanted yesterday that we missed, I've just said, let's step aside for the moment. All right. And I'm being cautious here. I think that we're bumping to the fact that all these indices, like the SPY, like the, that was the wrong chart. Yeah, like the SPY and like the, this is in the daily and weekly time frames, we're looking at something that's unusual, because look at the time it's taken to get out of that inside track repellent zone. So here we are. I haven't updated. This is the actual SPY itself, the S&P trading vehicle, E. And there's a chance that this is an F. It could have an alternate count, but I don't see any reason to do that right now. And just to say that this is going to be very important. And I'm anticipating there are enough conflagrations going on in the general market to say, be a little, just on a very short-term basis, be a little careful. That's all I'm saying. Need to just check here. Yes. BTAI, is that? BTAL. Is it BTAL? BTAL. BTAL is market new anti-something. Monthly basis. Am I right? Was it a BTAL? Yeah. So this is peak A, peak B, and it's stalling. I'd be really careful. The 200-period moving average is at 20.12. It's trading right now at 19.82, down 8 cents. Just be real careful. It has to hold the 1953 to 1946 area is really important from what I can see. It must hold that. Hope that helps you. A question came in about XOM. XOM, almost every day we do XM. This is a leg E, and I think it's going to become a peak E. It's a leg E in the weekly chart. It finally made that leg D. Remember G/C. Always consider in the Chapman wave, if we get a G/C alternate count, there's a really good chance that it's going to make the D, and then you've got to be a bit careful. D4, careful. All right, I'll be right back. We'll have one more section to go. I've still got a lot of things to look at. So the Dow is down 74 and the S&P is down 6. We'll be right back. Basil, Chapman.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
So I didn't have a chance to do it. I mentioned it, but I don't think I actually, I just don't remember anymore because it's been a confusing day for me having to really hustle to get myself back up again in sequence the way I always look at it. So here's the 10-minute chart. Has the potential to be an Eiffel Tower. What is that? In the Chapman Wave methodology, I have noticed from a news event that you can have a big spike to the upside from a particular low and then give it all back, or at least a good chunk of it, because if it takes out a halfway mark, and now you've got to look at the 2/3 mark, and if it takes that out, it can go all the way back. So this 10-minute E-mini chart spirals from the 50s, powers up to 4,093.75, and here it is at 4,064. That is the Eiffel Tower, straight up, straight down. Looks like the Eiffel Tower, like an uppercase A, failure pattern. So I'm watching this really closely, and that's another reason why I just felt very nervous about doing anything new today, other than to buy a very sharp pullback. So we'll see what happens there. And look, here's the pattern that I was talking to you about. So if you're not used to looking at my charts, look, there's that. I had originally drawn in a rectangle formation with an arch, but I lost that when I had to shut down before 10. So looking at the rest of the day, my suspicion is that we've made some kind of a very near-term top. We've got to watch all the way through to, we've got fund buying coming in, maybe Monday, Tuesday, but we've got to watch to see where support levels hold. We're now rotating through other areas. We're looking at stocks like ARKK, like Kathy Wood, her investment fund, which has done horribly, but now it's having a really nice bounce. That might be a little bit overbought, and now we're looking at a general, the same with gold. Gold follows silver. Silver starts to rally. Gold will follow the silver chart. Then silver takes a breather. Gold continues to lead, and then they both take a breather. That's what we're following. Maybe we start to see a rally. Maybe we even see the natural gas rally. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Stay tuned for great programming here today. See you on Monday. Check out my opening.